First thing we'd ask is about your upbringing, your family, your early influences.
Okay. Oh, that's fun. I am not the first in my family to go to college. As a matter of fact, both my mother and father were college graduates. My father from the University of Southern California and my mother from UCLA. I'm the youngest of 3 kids. My brother also went to USC. My sister graduated from Berkeley, and I ended up going to Stanford. So for the Pac-8 in those days, it was quite a raucous time in our household. I graduated Stanford, got married right away, worked some pink ghetto jobs. I was a bank teller, a sales clerk. When I was a bank teller, 2 of the engineers who were customers hired me to be a Girl Friday in their HP offshoot startup, and I did a little bit of everything.
But this is after you graduated?
This is after I graduated college.
With
distinction. But it was 1973. I had intended to be a teacher, and at that particular point, the bottom had dropped out of the market for teachers. My mother, by the way, was a teacher. And so I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I became a full-time mom. My husband's name is Bob Marine, like Army, Navy, Air Force. Actually, he was in the Navy. And he always says when anybody asks about our different names that he didn't take my name when we got married. And he usually gets a chuckle. And after 6-7 years at home, I aspired to be an administrative assistant at a university. And I was doing volunteer work for a parenting organization, doing their newsletter. 9 months later, that organization was adopted by the YWCA, and I became director. And I had 5 wonderful years directing this growing program for parents of infants, preschoolers, school-age children, and teens, helping folks understand how to interact with their kids positively, with positive skills of effective communication and positive discipline. That was more important to my development than I realized. Toward the end of that time, when I realized I wanted to advance in the nonprofit world, and this was in Santa Clara County, California, Silicon Valley, that there were 2 options to get ahead in this region that's like Boston, where so many people have advanced degrees. And one option was to join Junior League, and the other was to get an advanced degree. Well, I knew I wasn't Junior League type. And a colleague of mine that I'd hired at the YW also worked part-time at Santa Clara University. She had a master's, and she advised me that if she had to do it over again, she would get her doctorate. I explored. I didn't know what I was getting into, and at the grand old age of 38, with 2 sons, one going into 6th grade, one going into 7th, I began a doctoral program, again at Stanford.